The immigrants are eating dogs. They're eating cats. They're eating cats and dogs.
Yeah,
If
so
I were
that
your president, I would protect the dogs and the cats from being eaten.
you're a Trump lover.
The cats are being eaten. It's a disaster. It's a disgrace. If I were president, the cats wouldn't be getting eaten. They'd be playing. They wouldn't be getting eaten. The dogs wouldn't be eaten. They'd be playing frisbee. But now that Kamala's going to be president, the cats are going to get eaten. It's a disaster. Don't vote for her, folks. She hates cats. Kamala hates dogs and cats. She hates all your pets. She's going to take your pets away from you.
Take your pets away from
You're going to lose your right to have pets. I'll protect your right to have pets. I'll keep your cats and your dogs from being eaten. The immigrants are going to eat your cats and your dogs.
Welcome to Southern Soul EZP. I'm your host, EZP, and I'm joined by my co-host, Shell from Magic108FM.com and Mac Beats from TheHotboxFM.com. We've had a very exciting week, a very busy week. We have got to give our RIP condolences to Frankie Beverly of Maze, just an industry icon, and we really missed that one. Hurt me. And also we're going to talk a little later on about a relative of James Earl Jones. Got a surprise for you forthcoming. We're going to talk about venues, Southern Soul style, Southern Soul venues. And these venues that we're going to talk about are where our Southern Soul stars perform. And so you have to have a certain anticipation when they come and really support them and get loud. The reason why we know that, all three of us, we've spent 10 years in venues, concert halls, clubs, performing and producing shows, karaoke shows. And we had the premier karaoke show in St. Louis. We had a light show. We had digital sound. We did live TV. We did live radio, AM and FM. We've done all of that. So we've had experience in these venues that we're going to talk about tonight. We're also going to highlight the venues in our area. Of course, we're in the Atlanta area, and we're going to highlight the Atrium. We're going to talk about Magnolia, and we're going to talk about Backstage, and we're going to talk about all these good venues, and just happy to be able to share this to our Atlanta viewers and listeners. And also, when you come to Atlanta, you'll know where to go, because we will make sure that you go to the right place and go at the right time. So all you have to really do is correspond with us. And we're going to kick it off, with a club master, Mac Beats. He loves to go. Yeah.
I had a ball at the Atrium with No Match. I really enjoyed it. He can really put on a show.
Oh, he did wonderful.
He did better, much better than I thought he was going to do it. He got down. Really, he did.
He did.
And those songs, I didn't know any of those songs, but yet they all sounded good, and they all had me partying.
Oh, yeah.
Facts. The whole house was partying. Everybody was jumping.
Proud.
He's good. He's really good. Nice, strong voice, too, Mac Beats.
Definitely. I definitely enjoyed it. I could go back. I hope he comes back to Atlanta soon.
Right. Well, it's nice to know that he's close by. He lives not far from Savannah and not far from Macon. So he's right in the middle there.
Right in the middle, in the country.
Where it's
like
nice.
Just
Yeah.
2-3 hours.
Yeah, he's close by. Right.
Just
Good.
a quick ride north. He'd be right on schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
What was your favorite part of the show?
Well, one of my favorite parts of the show was how they redid the Atrium. It's not like the Atrium I saw several times. They had big chandeliers. They just redid everything. It looked so glamorous. it was just off the chain. They had bars in different corners, and the tables were, the chairs were very nice. Lighting was great. The stage was excellent. And the sound system, ooh, everything was good. They had big screen TVs up, everything. It really helped the show. People were enjoying it. Very nice.
It's truly a good atmosphere, and Vince really do need a round of applause because they really did a great job improving, renovating, and making the atmosphere nice. And the food was good.
Oh, the food was
Yeah,
great.
there was people were hollering about those chicken wings,
Yeah.
and it was really good. The atrium is an excellent facility to go and hear a Southern Soul show. You have plenty of parking. You have a great location. And so it is right in Stone Mountain on Memorial Drive in Atlanta. And if you are outside of Atlanta, all you have to do is Google Atrium's Stone Mountain, and you'll be right there. You'll have everything, nice website. Everything is just good to go and ready.
Oh, yeah. And they're doing a party there, which is actually an award show. I think it's called AMG Award Show in December, right there. Can you believe that? Right there at the atrium. It's going to be off the chain because the rooms are huge. It's nice, very nice. And that AMG Award Show is going to be hosted by DJ Verge, Uncle Verge. Going to do that.
So that is a Southern Soul Award show, ladies and gentlemen. Just in case you didn't get that, it's a Southern Soul Award show, and it will be forthcoming and hosted by DJ Verge. And so he did a great job. We were there for the Lomax show, and so we can't play any of the music because of copyright. Don't own the rights to it.
Right.
But we'll show you a few pictures of the event and how Lomax really performed. Of course, Lomax has been with many groups and played guitar. Many artists, soul artists, R&B artists, Cameo. There's Stephanie Mills, there's Shalimar, and he's performed on many stages. He was with Larry Blackmon for an extended amount of time. Lomax is a consummate performer, and you really will enjoy him. And the atrium is loading up on talented Southern Soul artists. Jeter Jones was there past December, and it's a nice atmosphere, a nice place for you to go and enjoy a Southern Soul show. And the good thing about Southern Soul shows is that there's never trouble. Very seldom do you have trouble. In some of these places where the younger demographics go, you got people beating each other up and pow, but not Southern Soul shows in the venues that we're talking about. We're just trying to really have some brown liquor in our cup, and then we're ready to move on and go home and get ready to go to bed and right and get up and go to work. That's the type of demographic goes to Southern Soul, the peaceful blues appreciators, and that's an easy way to do it. And I want you to pay attention to your Southern Soul venues in your city. Let us know in the comments section. Let us know, because we're going to come there and we're going to visit your city. The Southern Soul EZP will be traveling from city to city with the Southern Soul acts very soon.
Yeah.
So give us a shout out to the venues. Let us wire us up to the venues so that we can all get along together, like Rodney used to say. Can we all get along and get to the venue and have some fun? So we have the backstage lounge, and rest in peace again to Frankie Beverly, who passed away. His manager passed away about a year ago, Mr. Douglas, Joe Douglas. So now the memorial of Frankie Beverly in Atlanta would be backstage, and also for Joe Douglas too as well. So be sure and check out the Backstage Lounge, which is in College Park, Georgia. And we've been there, and we have a lot of fun when we go to backstage.
And there's several times.
Right, several times. We go there often. And also there is, of course, one of the biggest facilities for Southern Soul right now is Magnolia Lounge. So Magnolia is growing. Magnolia has a lot of your favorite DJs, Elliot Brown, and all of his followers and supporters. He's got a lot of them. He gives shows. He does a great job in giving the shows. And we just want to shout out to Elliot Brown.
Yeah, and Little Mama and Big Daddy too. Those are the proprietors of Magnolia Lounge. And the food is very good at all three places that we name. Because, we do know how to cook. Especially some good, and they also do hookahs at backstage. They do the hookahs at backstage.
You sure there ain't no THC in that stuff?
No, it's no THC.
I don't know, because you sound like you.
I just
do a little hookah
I couldn't
too.
think of it. Do
a little hookah. It's not telling daddy.
Yeah, but it's a good time at all three of those places.
Right. So these places are really important. Tip your waitresses. We always say that. We always say tip your waitresses and make sure that they are taken care of when they wait on you. I mean, we have plenty of great artists forthcoming. Like I said, Jeter Jones was at the Atrium in December. We had Jeter Jones at Magnolia less than a month ago.
Right.
And so that was a lot of fun. We hung out and talked together, and these Southern Soul stars are really, really easy to talk to, easy to meet, and they're very friendly. I would say all of them. And it actually surprised our hip hop producer Mac Beats that they're so friendly, so nice.
It didn't surprise me. It's just that sometimes the culture of Southern Soul is a little bit different. Hip hop has changed, but Southern Soul is just the brown liquor, and sometimes they mix it with the clear liquor, and stuff get a little wild. So I was a little bit surprised.
Right.
They took me out in the country on trail rides. Nobody told me I needed off or nothing. I'm over there swatting everything. I thought I was country. Nah, it's super duper country. Get on a trail ride if you think you country. I'm over there. I'm like, why couldn't we just do this at the Atrium? Why we gotta ride all the way to the back of the woods to the cabin? But trail rides is fun.
Yeah.
We will be announcing when we will show up at these venues through Southern Soul EZP. And we want you to come on out, give us a few comments, man. Come on out and meet us so that we can see who is actually liking and sharing and supporting our videos. We really appreciate you guys. And we look forward to meeting all of you.
You got to put a face to these writings.
Right.
Comments,
Yeah. Southern Soul fans are a different breed. They're ready to ride a horse, drink a whole fifth of whiskey, and go to work in the morning.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want you to check out this piece we did on James Earl Jones, course, we lost him this past week, and our own Shell, the Housework Blues Show, Magic108fm.com, was a part of James Earl Jones's family, and you didn't know that, did you? Now you know. And we talked about her experience with James Earl Jones. I want you to enjoy this one. How did you get a chance to meet James Earl Jones?
When I was 12 years old, I met James Earl Jones, who was my mother's uncle, which he makes me my great uncle. He came to St. Louis and met up with my grandmother, which was his half sister. And they came over to Madison, Illinois, where I stayed. And he had already known my mom, but he met Earl, me, Ernest, my brother, and Stacy, my little sister. And he said he had a movie coming out.
Okay, tell me what was his name. You told me his name
was Donald. His name was Donald Hubert Fisher. His true name, his birth name.
Fisher. Okay.
Which is not going to say that, because you can get your name changed any kind of way you want it. Okay. And people have a way with finagling everything. So I'm telling you what I actually know. Okay. I was 12 years old, and he came over to the house. He was a grown-up. I was 12. And he said he had a movie coming out, and he wanted us to see it. He had a little white girl with him. Not a little white girl, but a white woman with him.
Okay.
And come to find out, the movie was The Great White Hope, where he was a boxer. And we sat and watched that on our brand new big screen. Well, not big screen. It was a big screen to us, but it was a big floor model 25-inch screen.
Wow.
The RCA back in the day. So we met her. I met him, met her, and we just had a good time. And that's the last time I saw him, because he didn't keep in touch. And my mom really got upset with him, because when my grandmother died, he didn't even come to the funeral. You know, my great grandmama came, but he didn't even come, I guess, because he was a big star by then.
He was famous.
Yeah, she died in 75. So he didn't have time for the family anymore. And he kind of dislocated with us at that time, you know. And all the property that my grandmother had, you know, we had a park called Fisher Park in Denison, Texas. And he got all the rights to that when my grandmother passed. Though the Denison, Texas eased away doing the easement with a lot of the property, he got the bulk of it and didn't share it with anybody. He didn't even need it. You know, we found that out later. Yeah, it was Darth Vader, I believe, which really made him legitimate movie star. He already had a role that I remember, you know, but
he did Darth Vader in 1977.
Okay, that's when it was. My grandmother was already dead. She had already left us. And we went to see my grandmother, my great grandmother in 76. We went to see her in 76. And she lived until she was about 95, maybe 100. She was up there. I don't remember, because I kind of lost touch with her. We didn't know she had passed for 6 months. And when my mom went to check out what happened with with the land and the house and everything, they wouldn't tell her nothing because her name wasn't on nothing. And my grandmother was already passed.
Are you saying that James Earl Jones pretty much kind of kept the land to himself? And
Exactly. I think he sold it to Denison, Texas.
oh, you think he sold it to the city? Okay.
That's what I think, because she had a prime piece of land. So, you know.
Now tell me the relationship with the extended family and how all the other family, including your mother and grandmother, felt about him at that time.
Well, my grandmother, that was her half brother,
Okay.
and that made him my mother's uncle. And he was my great uncle. And everything was cool until my grandmother passed. And when she passed and he didn't even come to the funeral, Mama got upset.
Oh, okay.
And that was his sister.
That was his sister that passed away.
Right. That was his half sister. He didn't even send a flower or nothing. So
Maybe they weren't getting along at that point and nobody knew, right?
well, I doubt if that was the case. And I say that because they were raised together. He just had a different daddy. They had the same mama. They were raised together. I'm going by what I know. I'm
Okay.
going by the facts.
Okay.
So anybody can get anything colored. You know.
I got it. And I agree with you 100%. No pushback on that. Yeah.
But I know when they were growing up, he lived in Denison, Texas. I mean, I saw pictures and everything of him.
Okay. When he was growing up in Texas.
Yeah.
So according to his wacky, he went into the service, and of course we know he's won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. He's quite accomplished, but the whole thing that we're trying to understand is, was he really a family man in terms of being a family man? Because what I've been understanding in some of the writings is that it was very, very dedicated to his family.
Well, I only met him, like I said, I met him one time, and that's when I was 12, 13. But no, I'm not going to fabricate or anything up about him, because he was a great man for those who, believe that he was all that. But to our family, he wasn't all that. He was just another human being.
Right, because he didn't really respond to his family when family needed him. Is that correct?
It's not exactly that he needed him. Just pay your respects.
And then at that point, he never did talk to his family at all from that point on. Is that correct?
Not anymore. Exactly, not anymore.
And it says in his wiki that he began his acting in 1953, which was long ago. And
I wasn't even born.
Right. Okay. Well, that's very profound. What you're saying, that he really didn't respond to his family when his sister actually passed away.
Exactly. He didn't send a flower. He had the address. He had the phone number, because he got in touch with her when he came to St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe they were feuding. We didn't even know.
They wasn't feuding back then. He was looking for little Billy, see his little niece, and that's why my grandmama took him over to Illinois, and we were one of the first ones to see the movie.
Okay, you guys screened the movie early. Before it's released.
Yeah, we saw it before it got out to the public.
Okay, all right. Well, we might do a part 2 on Mr. James Earl Jones, because his history is quite extensive. And as a result of that extensive history, if we omitted something, we definitely want to come back and clear that up for his legacy. We just want to put the record straight so that people understand exactly who he was. So, in closing, is there anything else that you'd like to add in this part one?
Rest in peace,
Right.
Mr. James Earl Jones, aka Donahue Fisher.
And his name again,
Uncle Donald.
Uncle Donald. Say that full name again.
Donald Hubert Fisher.
Donald Hubert Fisher, aka James Earl Jones. Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to us on this very important issue, Shell, on magic108fm.com.
Thank you. Earl Z. Purple.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Atrium Performing Arts Center, featuring Lomax.
Come on and let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lomax, just really performing excellent. Be sure and check him out on YouTube. He's there with all of your favorite songs. Lomax at the Atrium. Shout out to OC Soul of the Soul Patrol Band and Mamacita from the Soulettes that came to the Atrium and partied with me, Shell, and Mac Beats. And shout out to the Atrium at the Lomax concert. And we're back. Back again. Man, what did you think about James Earl Jones?
All I knew is I am your father. I ain't know nothing else. I came along long after most of this stuff was already done. So most stuff I heard was, I am your father, Luke. That's what I heard. That's like when I know. And then Mufasa from when I was little.
Yeah. Okay.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, Darth Vader and Mufasa from Lion King.
Right.
That's it. That's the most I've ever known about it.
You can always watch a great movie. Bingo Long and the All-Stars got a lot of great cast, and he's in that.
He's in a lot of movies.
In a lot of movies.
All of them came out before I was born.
It doesn't matter. That's a great movie.
Yeah. I watched some scenes of him. I watched some scenes of him from the Fences play. Okay. And man, he had quite a commanding voice. That's one of the things from him. He had and when he put some nastiness in that voice, it'll draw you in as an audience member. I see a tail wagging behind y'all.
I think it's Ray Shell's dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's all I saw.
I know. I
can't even concentrate.
I'm just hoping she don't bust wind.
Oh man, dog bust wind in there, the door closed.
That's for real. If you own a dog, you know they bust wind in the house.
Oh, yeah.
They don't even say excuse me.
They don't say excuse me.
They don't say nothing. They don't even bark, let you know nothing. You just take a breath and it's just in your nose.
That's right. That's when
God be with you if you're a mouth breather.
Oh, okay.
Rachel's sister asked her, "Does your house smell like dogs?" She said, "No."
That's right. It don't smell like dog.
She wouldn't tell it did smell like a dog. She wouldn't tell her that.
Yes, I would. I would have told her the truth.
Really?
Yeah. Why not?
Right. Dogs do carry a certain odor. They do.
Yeah, some dogs.
That's why you got house smell like dogs. Let them pee inside.
Exactly.
And that's usually when I go to the rich neighborhoods. They be letting their dogs pee inside, doodle inside, kiss them inside. I don't think I ever kissed a dog before,
but they're not gonna be eating. They're not gonna be eating, are they?
That's what's been happening. Did the orange man say
they're eating your dogs? They're eating your cats and your dogs. The immigrants are going to eat your. Kamala Harris hates dogs, and if I'm your president, I'm going to protect the dogs and the cats from being eaten by the immigrants.
Wow.
That's what he said.
Yes.
I know one thing. Ain't no immigrant eating my dogs. I've never ran into an immigrant from Mexico or nowhere else. Well, not from Mexico. Not the ones he's talking, because you know who he's talking about. He's talking about Mexico. The immigrants from Mexico, the immigrants from Mexico don't eat dogs. What they do is they tie chickens up in their front yards like they are dogs and then eat them a month later. They have chickens tied up in the front yard. And if you ever been to Gwinnett in the Atlanta area, Norcross, then you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, they are that. I didn't know they.
I didn't know they tied the chickens up in the front yard.
I didn't either. I've seen them walking around.
Yeah.
I've just seen them walking around. They're in.
And I've never had a problem with a Mexican ever.
They are in Conyers as well.
I've never had a problem with nobody from Mexico, and I don't care what's going on. Nothing. I mean, how we gonna beef? A lot of times, like when I was in Gwinnett, we just kept it pushing. Everything was cool. Like they didn't kill everybody. I never heard of MS-13 till he started talking about it. I never heard of none of that. But then again, I don't speak Spanish, so if I heard, I might have forgot about it. But they never was like that. I never bumped into nobody that did what I'm seeing in the news now.
I agree.
Ever. And the show didn't eat my dog.
No.
Man,
I never seen him eat a dog before.
That's desperation. If you're gonna eat a dog, that means you're very, very hungry.
I mean, it's people who eat dogs for delicacy, but that's a different type of immigrant. That's on the other side. That's over there.
That's hard to imagine. Matter of fact, you're messing up my appetite right now.
Right. You better be careful with that. With I can't even say it. I was gonna say the Chinese food in St. Louis, but be careful. Be careful out there.
Chinese
I've been out there, and they've been feeding y'all dogs for a long time.
Man,
I do believe that because it's a place.
I done seen, and the further deeper you go into the city, the more cat they give you, and the greasier it is. And I've been in there one time, just to see. It looks like a prison cell. They got a big, thick wall of glass, and then you hear meows and barks in the back, and then they bring your food out.
You stupid. You crazy. You ain't stupid. You just crazy.
why do we eat that?
Because it's good.
Because they give you a big box for 2 people for $3.99. They give you a big box of rice, a so-called beef fried rice, and they give it to you for like $3.99, big box. Black folks never gonna beef with them about it, but they don't check the rest of everything. They don't check everything all the time.
That's true.
But that's how it works. That's not even a diss, because on the other side, in China, that's a part of their culture. You go on Wuhan, they eat more than sometimes they eat porcupines, other things. And that's fine, that's cool.
I know
that's
they
their
eat
culture.
I've seen it.
So, that's their culture. That's how they get that, and that's fine. But the Mexican immigrants don't eat the cats and the dogs. They eat the chicken and the beef like us. That and limes on top of their drinks.
Yeah.
What a show.
Yeah.
Karate chop that like button.
There you go.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
We saying chop that subscribe button. Drop a comment in English, Spanish, Chinese, or whatever language you speak, and drop love. We love you. Good night.
Good night.
Bye. I'm gonna wear my headphones tonight.
I got can you reach back there and put my volumes down on this?
No, I wouldn't want to do that. I think
Well,
you.
don't do it.
I-
It has to be done.
Yeah, you have to do it, not
You
me.
could have easily reached back.
And do what?
Turn the mic down.
Mama, he's recording. He's
No,
messing. He's recording. He's trying to get a skit.
No, look, Mac. I already got a skit. My skit is called Mac Beats.